G'day guys. So I've brought you into the city today, Melbourne City, and I wanted to have a quick chat with you about windows of opportunity in your life. As you get older, you tend to look back and you can see very clearly that in your life you've had windows of opportunity. Some windows you jump through, you take that opportunity, and others you let slip on by. And then there's been other times where there's been opportunities and you haven't even been aware of it. So I just wanted to touch on 5 points today that I've learnt. I'm over 60 now, going to be turning 62 very soon. But these are 5 points that I've learnt about your opportunities in your life, those windows of opportunity, which are really important to take advantage of if you get the opportunity. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, the first point I want to make is that these windows of opportunity in your life don't last for very long. You know, things are sort of going along okay, you're happy with everything, and then an opportunity comes up and you think, I'll do that later, or I'll look at that later, and then time goes by and you realise that that opportunity is now gone and you haven't got the opportunity anymore. So that's the one thing you can be definitely sure of. These windows of opportunity, they don't last very long. So I guess you've got to decide whether you jump through that window and go a different path, or you stay on your current path. So you haven't got long to make that decision. I guess what you can do is prepare as much as you can. Many of the changes in your life though, you can't prepare, but I guess certain things you can prepare. So if you can be as prepared as you can, when the right opportunity comes along, you can choose to take it. You don't have to choose to take all the opportunities, as I said before. Sometimes it's better not to make that change. But at least if you're prepared and you're awake, you're open to it, then you've got a much better chance to benefit from these opportunities as they come along. But that's my first point. They definitely don't last very long. They're here, and then before you know it, the opportunity is gone. That's especially relevant in my sport of tennis. Like when you're young playing tennis, you think you've got a lot of time, and then time goes on, and then before you know it, that opportunity to take advantage of it has passed you by. Like there's a couple of professional tennis players on the world circuit that, certain things happen, they take a bit of time off, and then they try to come back, and then before they know it, the game has moved on. So that the opportunity is gone. That's just one example. I'd love to hear your example. I'm sure you guys have got lots of examples that things like that have happened in your life. You've had the opportunity, you thought, no, I'll just wait a bit longer, and then you go back to that opportunity and it's no longer open to you. So that's the first point I wanted to make. Okay, just leading on from that, the second point, which I've already touched on, is sometimes you don't even realise that there is a new opportunity. So I guess my advice there is always be alert, keep your mind open, look for opportunities that you can benefit from, that may lead you down a different path. Or if you're unhappy with where you currently are in life, always be on the lookout for new opportunities. So that's my second point I just wanted to raise with you. Because sometimes after the opportunity's gone, you look back and you think, I had an opportunity to do this or that, so you just got to keep your mind open and be aware of it so you can take advantage of the opportunities as they come along. So that was my next point. All right, the next point I'd like to touch on is fear of taking on that new opportunity. It's easy to because it's outside the norm, it's normal to be a bit sort of hesitant or a bit fearful about what's going to happen. But don't let that fear hold you back. True growth happens in your life when you step outside your comfort zone or what you're normally doing. So when you do new things, go down a new path, that's where you grow as a person. And that's very positive. a black swan. Thinks we're going to feed him. The next point I'd like to touch on is timing is so important with the opportunities. You know, sometimes the time is just not right. The opportunity comes up, but the time is just not right. Or the time is perfect and you don't get the opportunity, or that opportunity passes you by. But the advice there is, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. It's just the way it works sometimes. When the timing is right though, it can be fantastic. The opportunity can have a massive impact on your life. You can head down a path that you wouldn't even think that you'd go down. You know, your life can change in an instant, really, in both a positive and a negative way. You know, if you have issues with your health, say for example, can have a massive impact on your life. But you've got to look for those positive windows of opportunity, because they don't come around too often. Looking back on your life, you can see when you had the opportunity, you know, maybe you took it and maybe you didn't. But very often you only get one shot at it. Sometimes you get more than one shot, but a lot of times, as I just mentioned, it's all about the timing. If the timing's right and you take it, it can be really quite a new adventure for your life. So this is the Yarra River just here, and straight across the river, that's Melbourne Park, where they play the Australian Open tennis. So we're sort of winding down now, and Thursday the second week. So I've only got Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and it's all over for another year. My last point I just want to say is that every window leads to growth, whether you take it or whether you don't take it. So sometimes not taking it can still lead to growth, because it makes you change a little bit in some way. So that's a positive. So yeah, just look out for these windows of opportunity. I think that looking back, it's easy to spot them. When you're in the moment, sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's obvious, but look out for them all the time. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to have a chat with you today. Hopefully you got something out of it. I'd love to hear in the comments. Please leave in the comments down below what changes you've made after you've had an opportunity in your life. I'd love to hear it. And I hope you enjoyed this view of Melbourne, the Yarra River and Melbourne.